Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of our podcast, Double the Tea with Trenton
and Trinity.
We are so excited to get started, and we are just going to introduce ourselves and let you guys get to know a little bit about us. So, my name is Trenton. I am 20 years old. My sign is a Cancer. I was born in July. I am currently taking a pharmacy tech online course. Not really what I want to do, but I'm actually just in between jobs trying to figure it all out right now. And I was planning on going into musical theater, but that's a dream for another time. And we'll just, we'll see if I can get to that.
Well, I am Trinity. I am 20 years old. My sign is also a Cancer, and I was born in June.
Of course, I'm superior because I'm a July
Yeah,
Cancer.
that's what you think. And also, I am in school right now for elementary education. I'm hoping that somewhere down the line, I can hopefully teach like third grade-ish, maybe. And if it's not something like that, then I may jump to high school, because I also currently substitute teach, and I have dealt with middle school and some other grades, and it's just not really my thing. So it's probably going to be third grade, fourth grade-ish, second, third, fourth, somewhere in there, or high school. And I'm also very excited to be here and doing a podcast with one of my very best friends in the entire world.
And Trinity, how did we get to be friends?
Oh, that is an interesting question. We actually met in the fourth grade, and there was this new kid that came to school, and he had a very bubbly personality, kind of like and then we kind of just started talking, and we realized that we had quite a bit in common, and
we love to sing, annoy people, and that's why we're here right now doing a podcast.
And we ended up realizing that we both had a love for musical theater and musicals in general. And we went as far as to push everyone who wanted to play basketball off of the concrete basketball court so that we could sing songs, musical theater songs together. And mind you not, as a, fourth grader, fifth grader kind of area, one of my favorite movies was Dirty.
To be fair, though, when I was in elementary school before I met Trinity, I got in trouble by the principal and was told that I might not be able to go to recess again because I used to pole dance on the swing poles to Born This Way by Lady Gaga. And so, yeah, basically that gives you a little background about me.
We fit so well together. It worked out so well. I mean, the, crazy new kid with the girl who kind of was bubbly but mostly kept to herself. It worked out quite well in the end.
And we even did a little segment at school. I would call it a segment, but it was more a performance in which we had all of the kids in our grade. They hated us for this, by the way. We did a school assembly, and basically we had like character traits that we had to go off of. So the character trait that we had to do was responsibility. So we changed all of the words to Surf Surf Crazy from Teen Beach Movie, which at the time was one of our favorite movies. And we changed it to responsibility. So responsibility. Woo! Responsibility, crazy, responsibility. They hated us. They were out there on the gym floor with
beach balls,
towels, the whole 9 yards. They absolutely hated us.
And mind you not, we tried to have little classes, we called them, where we would have like a 20 or 30 minute chunk of time where we would have to rehearse this. And we had learned the moves from the movie. We had them down pat before they even asked us to do this. Like, the whole reason they asked us to do this was because we sang and danced on the blacktop every day. They let us basically run this entire character assembly at like 5th grade. So at that point, we were like, we could teach other people the dance moves. They were not on board. They did not like us. They were like, get away from me. We're not learning this. And we kind of settled on a beach theme of like hitting things, like a volleyball net was up and they were hitting beach balls and all that kind of stuff. And it was crazy.
It was super fun, though. But yeah, basically that's where our love of performing together came. So next we're kind of just going to be diving into our songs of the week.
Yes.
Currently, my favorite song of the week is Heated by Beyonce from the album Renaissance. Obviously, that album's been out for quite some time now, but if you have not checked it out, you definitely should. My favorite songs right now are Heated, Plastic Off the Sofa, as well as Virgo's Groove. And I also really like Summer Renaissance and Alien Superstar. But yeah, I also read somewhere, I believe it was on Facebook, that Beyonce might be making more than Taylor Swift right now with her Renaissance tour. I think it's somewhere around $5 billion. I mean, Taylor Swift is out there killing it as
She
well.
really
Like
is.
two
Absolute
amazing
icons.
absolute icons, girl power, women power,
Yes.
they are just killing it out there. Trinity actually got to see Taylor Swift in July or
Yes.
the end of June.
It was.
Very, very upset. Me over here. I was really upset and sad, but I got over it because
Yes, you
I was
did.
glad that Trinity got to see her.
It was crazy because we had kind of talked about beforehand saying like, hey, if either of us gets tickets and we're able to buy tickets, call the other person, we'll get down there ASAP, find each other, and we'll go together. And then all of a sudden, without calling Trenton, I'm over here posting videos of me at Paul Brown Stadium, which is where I saw the Eras tour. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm here at Eras tour. And
So,
it was
me
so,
naturally,
like,
I text her. I was like, when did you get tickets? How did you get tickets? Where did you get tickets? Why did you not text me? Her phone, of course, too, was not sending any messages because there was
so
bad
many
service
people were there.
inside of the stadium. So I thought she left me on red. So that made me even more mad.
We get done with the okay, so we get in there, and I'm gonna give the short version of how I got to see her. I saw her for free. I was working a booth for a group at school, and I knew some of the people that were in that kind of, booth with us. I knew two of them very, very well. Some of them, more, because my mom was working it with me too. But other than that, I knew a lot of them very well. And there were two of them that kind of decided, hey, there's some of these young girls here, and they only worked you had to be 16 at least to work the booth. So not young, but they were like, you got to be a certain age to do it. And they kind of looked at us and they were like, you guys are only here for Taylor. That's why you're here. You're here in hopes of hearing a song or two, right? Like getting to go watch it. And I was like, absolutely. What other reason would we have for working a Taylor Swift concert in the heat with everything going on? They let us go trade friendship bracelets, get merged. They let us go watch the opener like Gracie Abrams. They let us go watch every second of Taylor's concert. I didn't pay a dime. I didn't get paid for working, but like it was a fair exchange. I got in for free and I got to watch her, and I didn't get paid, but I didn't pay anything. Now,
And then
the amount I
fast
spent on
forward
merch,
a
that's a
few
different
weeks.
story.
We were trying to get tickets for the Eras Tour in Indianapolis. We did not secure them after fighting in the Great War. We were like 30,000 behind in the queue.
Crazy.
She was very much optimistic. I over here was very negative. I just had figured at that point we were not going to get tickets, which we didn't. But Trinity had said she was going to blame it on me if we did not get the tickets, which I mean, I guess I am blamed. Call me blamed
it was
because
a
we
fair
did not
assessment.
get those tickets.
Yeah.
But back to Trinity's song of the week.
Yes, you'll notice that we go off on tangents sometimes.
A lot.
You'll just have to stay with us. So my song of the week, traditionally you're going to hear something from someone like Elvis Presley or like, an older song that's like a classic country song or something like that. I'm absolutely obsessed with Elvis and Johnny Cash, so you'll learn that very quickly. But this week, I have had Hair Salon by Megan Maroney playing nonstop. It is one that I absolutely love, and that one and Sleep on My Side by her are just
Chef's
perfection, Chef's Kiss. And I actually saw her live. She opened up for Brooks and Dunn, so I got to see her and like Scotty McCreery and Brooks and Dunn. It was awesome. She is phenomenal live. And then also, I have the song Revival by Zach Bryan that lives on repeat, has for multiple weeks now. I know I'm probably very far behind on that, kind of bandwagon, but I heard it and loved it, and now it's just that, and a lot of his songs are on repeat for me right now. They're incredible. Zach
and
is
Trinity
absolutely
just
phenomenal.
got tickets to Zach Bryan today.
I did. My best friend, not the one sitting next to me, my
Not
other
me.
friend. You know, if you like Zach Bryan, then we would have tried to get them together, but you really don't. So.
I don't, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not big into country. The most country I will like really dive into is Taylor Swift's very first album, and a lot of people would not even consider that country.
A lot of people don't.
But personally, for me, I really like it. I like her country twang, even if it is fake. She slayed. She slayed everything, and you know, I can't wait for Taylor's version of that album.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I can't either. But I did get Zach Bryan tickets today, back to that. And actually, so my other best friend, I was at work, so I sent her all the info. I signed up for pre-sale, all that. And it's for the Country Superfest in Ohio.
Yes, Columbus.
It's in Columbus. And I love how I forgot that, and I'm the one that, you know, got the tickets. But anyway, it is in summer of next year, and we're going. And
2 days before your birthday, might I add.
So we've turned it into like a mini pre-birthday trip for me. It's going to be very fun. And she bought our tickets and then ended up buying more tickets. It was a crazy, crazy thing. Y'all don't even want to know how much she spent on tickets. My jaw is still on the floor.
You don't.
And I have offered to pay her back, and she's like, "You're not paying me back. This was my decision. I spent like triple what you were initially wanting to spend. This is my thing."
Speaking of not paying people back, Trinity bought me tickets for the Eras Tour movie since I was not able to actually go see it, and she's not making me pay her back. She is so sweet. She made me a whole TikTok about it. Maybe I can add that in somewhere later. But it was literally the sweetest thing. We were in the library. She showed it to me. She said, "Do not scream." I wanted to scream. I was so excited.
And now we have tickets for 2 different locations for the same night, just in case they don't have the merch.
Because we're excited for the popcorn bucket and the cup.
Yes,
like limited
and the free
edition.
posters. And also,
limited edition. I can't talk.
Yes, and also now we may be going to a third location, possibly on a separate
drive-in
night.
theater.
At the drive-in. How could we not do Eras Tour at the drive-in?
I feel like that'll be one of the only movies to ever sell out at the drive-in too.
And also we could get a cool like setup going. Could you imagine pillows and blankets in the bed of a truck?
Can we be honest though? Their popcorn sucks. We need to take our own popcorn.
Oh yeah, Smart Food popcorn is like the way to go if anyone knows what's up.
Slay, like it's basically the only thing we have around here in our small
that is
town.
Unique.
And like I feel like it's probably the only thing that brings in any sort of money. Like we have nothing else around us. And even then, it's like almost 45 minutes
It
out.
is. I mean, we had a bowling alley. We have a bowling alley, but they are closed. Yes, and they're closed more than they're open. They kind of only have their bar open.
That's what I thought, yeah. So, yeah, not fun. But, yeah, so next we're going to be talking about our segments.
Yes, the different things that you're going to hear and see from us. Well, mostly here.
So, let's get into that. So, right now we're just thinking of doing audio podcasts, but we might delve into video podcasts later. It kind of just depends on what you guys want. For me personally, I just like to put on a podcast, throw my phone into my pocket, pop an AirPod in, and just listen. But some people like to actually have that visual representation. Yes. So, I mean, it's really just up to you guys if you guys want to see us, if you don't. But for now, we're just going to do audio.
Yes, I will say that I am one of those people that likes audio, but I also really like, her name is Bunny. It is Jelly Roll's wife.
Oh my God.
And her podcast is absolutely amazing. I keep seeing snippets of it. And I love when I see it. Yes, I love when I see it on TikTok. And also, I also have to give a little mention to the Taylor Lautners. And yes, both of their names are literally Taylor Lautner, if you didn't know. Taylor Lautner married Taylor, so she became Taylor Lautner. And they have a podcast called The Squeeze. And that one is kind of a favorite of mine. They talked about Taylor Swift at one point and kind of some of the regrets that Taylor Lautner had when it came to Taylor Swift, especially with the whole Kanye situation and how he did not go up on, like, he was on stage, but how he didn't go up and kind of say, "Hey, yo, don't do this, because he thought it was a skit, but it was not a skit. So
some of my favorite podcasts include the Broski Report with Brittany Broski. She's one of my absolute favorites. Just Trish with Trisha Paytas, and the Canceled Podcast with Tana Mojo and Brooke. So, podcasts are definitely one of my favorite things. I love to just listen to them, and I think they're super fun. So, as you guys know, in most podcasts, there are segments, and our segments for our future episodes will include books for Trinity, which she will dive into that in just a second. And for me, it will include pop culture, as well as true crime podcasts. Trinity will be helping me a little bit with that too.
That's kind of like
just to tell the stories, a co-host
kind of thing.
But yeah, we're super excited. And if you guys have any specific true crime stories that you'd like to hear, or just any thing pop culture that you would like to hear, kind of just let us know and we'll go from there. But yeah, Trinity's gonna kind of delve into her book segment.
So I will be doing a book segment. Title book segment kind of gives that away. But I will just kind of be talking about what I'm currently reading, some books that I've read that I really love, some series I've read. I'll be talking about authors that I've met, some of my favorite authors. I will also kind of dive into not only my current, one book that I'm like, hey, I'm reading this on the day of filming, or I've read this the most this week, but also I have 12 books going right now. I didn't used to be a mood reader, but I am now.
She reads more than anybody I know.
That's probably why I've only read 30-something books of my TBR this year, and not all of them, because I have so many that I've started, and then I'm like, ooh, we're going to flip back and forth and flip back and forth. I do audiobooks, I do ebooks, I do paperback books, and I love all of them. I love them so much. I will say that to kind of give a little insight of, what the current read section of this will be about.
Be prepared. Put your seatbelt on.
So I just finished Haunting and Hunting Adeline. That took a couple months. If you're going to either read or listen to those, check your trigger warnings.
Please.
I don't mean to yell, but Trent listened to about 2 minutes of Hunting Adeline and looked at me and said, what are we listening to?
My eyebrows were all the way up to my hairline.
But he didn't really know what it was about. I will tell you that Haunting Adeline, there is a little bit less of, it's still got a shock factor, but it's not like I got through that one with no problem, really. I didn't have any issues, and then I got to Hunting and I was like, ooh, I'm starting to, my stomach's turning a little.
But Trinity has gotten me more into reading recently. We've been going to the library, a series that I have just started, more for the fact that Brittany Broski reads it, so of course I felt like I needed to read it, is the Throne of Glass novels by Sarah J. Maas.
Yes.
So good, so good. I'm only on the first book, but I'm super excited to start reading more. Something else that Trinity got me into is a movie that came out in 2005. She's been talking about it ever since we met in elementary school. It stars Reese Witherspoon and Joaquin Phoenix as June and Johnny Cash. It is called Walk the Line. It is one of Trinity's favorite movies, and it is now one of my favorite movies. It was so good. I was not expecting it at all to be as good as it was, but it was great, and you guys totally need to check that out if you have not already.
Please do so. I could go on about this movie for hours.
Oh, she could.
I really could. I have. I quote it. We went to the gym the other night, and we were sitting in massage chairs, and we had a 20-minute time set, and we spent almost the entire 20 minutes talking about Johnny Cash and June Carter and what in that movie was factual, what was not factual. If you would like to, a little segment of talking about that movie and kind of going back and forth about what was right, what was wrong, I could do that.
Yeah, we'll delve into that.
But essentially, he finally watched it. He loved it. One of the greatest movies, in my opinion, of all time.
And now I feel like I can take more of Trinity's suggestions.
Yes.
2 movies that are really hot right now, Barbie and Oppenheimer, also commonly known as Barbenheimer.
Yes.
Trinity just watched it a few weeks ago.
Yep.
I've watched Barbie twice. She doesn't know how she feels about it.
I'm so conflicted. There were moments that I was like, okay, I can vibe with this. And then there were other moments that I was like, is this movie over yet?
I've
Can
heard
we
that
walk
from a
out?
lot of people. See, I personally did like the Barbie movie, but one thing we can both agree on is that Margot Robbie is the best choice for Barbie. And everybody who's like loving the I'm just Ken, I am so sorry, but I do not get the hype behind it. Ryan Gosling, to me, I'm sorry, unpopular opinion, seemed too old to be playing Ken.
I feel like it was the hair. I will say.
Something,
The
just something
hair
about
kind
it.
of gave it, because Ryan Gosling, I will be fully honest with you, if you've ever seen Ryan Gosling and some of his other movies like The Notebook or Crazy Stupid Love, there's so many more, but those are the two that pop in my head when I think of Ryan Gosling. You know that Ryan Gosling could play anything. He is like, and he's very attractive, let's be honest here. But what they did to him in that movie was so wrong. Also, you just got I'm Just Kidding stuck in my head again, and I don't like you for that because it just left.
But it is an absolutely great movie, in my opinion, for women empowerment. And I just think it actually sends out a great message to people that they need to be more open to the idea of men not running everything in life.
I also think that the ending of that movie did catch me off guard a little bit.
I was super confused when I first watched it. I still need to watch some deep dives.
Yeah, well, I completely understood it right away. It was hilarious. But anyway, that is
we're talking about a different
movies.
I'm sorry, we're talking about a different part in the movie.
I was gonna say, I'm talking about the very end.
I was talking about where the old lady comes in and why she had a ghost on the floor of the Mattel building.
She created Barbie.
Well, I understand that, but like it just confused me because it was just super out of the blue.
It very much was.
On a different topic, Oppenheimer. It was about J. Robert Oppenheimer. He designed the first atomic bomb. Super great movie starring Cillian Murphy. Josh Peck is in the movie. Robert Downey Jr.
See, I need to
You need to check it out.
Check it out.
Sure.
I did not know that Josh Peck and Robert Downey Jr. were in this movie.
Yes, and if you're not like a history buff, which I'm not really, you probably won't like it, but I would say it was a movie that anyone can enjoy if they just want something very informational. It's just really, it was an exciting movie, and I thought that they did a really good job. At times, it's kind of confusing to follow, and it does follow one of the, I think they've never done it before. They shot it in IMAX, but it shoots back and forth between a black and white screen to a colored screen to tell a different perspective. It's really, really cool. But yeah, I think you guys need to check that out. And
you up for seeing it again? We could go.
Yes, we need to go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes.
We basically just started this as two friends that wanted to put some good and entertainment out into the world, and we really hope you guys enjoy and that you send us more suggestions on what to do in the future.
And we started this it kind of came to fruition on like a random night where we kind of looked at each other and we were like, this conversation that we're having in the car right now, wouldn't it be cool if we could like record this and other people could kind of listen in? Because like we're kind of crazy when we're together.
And all we do is ramble.
And so we were like, what if other people might like listening to our crazy little stories and things that have happened and all that kind of stuff? And also let's touch on the name of our podcast for a second. Because I just realized we have not told you why we called it Double the T.
So we were in the Planet Fitness parking lot as people are these days.
At like 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night.
We were just thinking of names for the podcast, and Trinity had the idea of naming it Double the T. It's kind of like a play on words, obviously T as in drama. And
also our names start
with T, so Double the T with Trenton and Trinity. I just thought it was a perfect name. I was like, I can't imagine it being anything else now. But yeah, we're super, super excited to get this started.
We are. And obviously our future podcasts will be a little bit more kind of fun and interesting, I want to say.
And they'll be a little more organized.
That's
we're just
the word I was
jumping
looking
around.
for.
This is just for you guys to get to know us and kind of what this will be about.
Yes. And I will say that this will come out on the 1st. And you guys are going to get kind of lucky because you're going to get 2 podcasts in a week.
Yes, because our next one will be coming out on Wednesday, October 4th. Wednesday will be our normal posting day, so look forward to hearing from us on Wednesdays.
Yes.
And we look forward to hearing from you guys. Just if you have any suggestions on some like true crime stories you would like to hear, any book reviews that you would like to hear from Trinity.
If you would like me to read a book to review it, I will do so, because I fly through books most of the time, like 300-400 page books. You can ask Trenton. He has called me in the morning and been like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Starting a new book." And then we'll be texting later that night, and he's like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "I just finished my book." And he's like, "You did what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just finished my book."
But so in the next episode, we will get a lot more into our different segments. And we cannot wait to, I've already said it, but get into this.
We're so excited.
So, you guys will hear from us again on Wednesday, October 4th. Please stay tuned, and we will see
you
later.